Hey everyone, it's a new decade, new year, new me, not really. I am here to rant about your favorite comic book news and knowledge and stuff like that. My name is Benny, I'm the Comicstorian. Weekly, we either review your favorite comic books or talk about what's happening, and today, I'm here to let you know what's going on in Marvel Phase 4. What is Marvel Phase 4? What constitutes a Marvel Phase? And when I'm done explaining all of that for all of you new MCU watchers and you old MCU watchers, we're gonna give you my opinions. I'm gonna try to hold off on most of them to the ending, because they're not positive. But anyway, let's start from the very top. Marvel's MCU universe has been around since 2008. Now that we're in 2020, that means that somebody could have been born at the beginning of this entire thing, 2008, and is 12 years old now. If that doesn't make you feel old, I don't know what does. But that means that some people could have been 5 or 6 when the whole thing started, and they're now old enough to be, again, appreciating MCU movies, and maybe they've decided that now is a good time to jump in. Marvel traditionally does a series of movies leading up to a larger event. Each of the movies gives an overarching plot that is very quietly mentioned throughout it, leading to the end of the phase. In the first Avengers, the first phase, we had Iron Man, the Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, the First Avenger, and this all led to a global threat of Loki and the aliens coming to attack America, well, not America, the world, and basically we needing the first Avengers team, which was Iron Man, the Incredible Hulk, Thor, Captain America, and Black Widow, who apparently didn't need a movie at this point. We'll get to that later. Phase 2 then kicked off, giving us Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, Captain America the Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, and ending with Avengers Age of Ultron. Now that was the big event they built up to, but they added in another movie at the end of the whole thing, Ant-Man. So basically, we were able to look at Guardians of the Galaxy and Ant-Man as ways to introduce new characters, while our main plot was Iron Man 3, Thor, Captain America, Avengers Age of Ultron. Okay? Phase 2 was great. Then we have the monster known as Phase 3. In Phase 3, we had Captain America Civil War, which kicked off Phase 3 with Tony and Captain America breaking up their friendship, and basically everything after that is coming out of that. So Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Avengers Endgame, and you would assume that would be the end of the entire first 10 years of Marvel, but no, we ended it with Spider-Man Far From Home as an epilogue to the entire event, okay? So that has brought us all the way up to 2020, which is why I thought it'd be a good idea to go over what is Marvel Phase 4, because the other day, I was Googling what is Marvel Phase 4, because if you've been following the news, we have got a ton of announcements that have happened in Marvel. We've got things like X-Men has been bought by Fox along with Fantastic Four. Mentions of mutants. We've got an actual announcement that there's a Blade movie in the works. We've got talks of Captain Marvel 2 coming out, and then the whole Guardians of the Galaxy 3 debacle that happened with James Gunn getting fired, getting work doing Suicide Squad, and then coming back for Volume 3. All of this has been talked about a lot, but also not a lot. See, this is where I have issues with what's happening in Marvel Phase 4, and maybe it's good and maybe it's bad. The hype for MCU stuff has seemingly died down, and I think we all expected that to happen at the end of Endgame. But before I go into this opinion stuff, let's talk about Marvel Phase 4, okay? So Marvel Phase 4 is going to contain, officially, this is located on the MCU Wiki. This is also located on various articles. So if any movies or anything get added in after the date of January 7th, 2020, I'm sorry, this is what is currently it. But out of the announced movies and what is coming in, Phase 4 contains Black Widow, The Eternals, Shang-Chi, and the Legend of the Ten Rings. So it's him versus the Mandarin. We're getting a real Mandarin. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Untitled Spider-Man Far From Home sequel, and then Thor Love and Thunder. Now, you would go, oh, that sounds like a weird phase, and I agree, because none of this sounds like some big movie. It's not Iron Man 3, it's not Captain America Civil War, it's not Winter Soldier. All of this phase sounds like the introduction to new superheroes, except Doctor Strange, Black Widow, and see, we'll go to this in a minute. Anyway, all of this sounds like introduction stuff to me to get up a setup for the new phase, but we are also counting TV shows into this phase. So we have the Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show. We have WandaVision. We have the Loki TV show. We have What If, Hawkeye's in here, Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, and She-Hulk. And that right there is my problem. And no, it's not She-Hulk. Okay. Before I go into the opinions, we're gonna go over the quick nitty-gritty of this real fast, but that right there is my problem. So we got the Black Widow movie coming out in March, I believe, of this year. It's going to be a prequel story to some other stuff, not really going to pertain to Phase 4, but it is in Phase 4. We have the Eternals introducing new heroes. It's quite obvious that they're trying to strike gold twice, with like they did with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Unknowns getting a huge movie. Shang-Chi, I don't know where that demand, maybe that demand came out of. Everyone, the whole controversy of what happened with Iron Fist, where everyone was stating that the white blonde guy from comics was supposed to be portrayed by an Asian actor, and all of us comic fans then went, that is literally another character, Shang-Chi, and if that's what you want, then they should make a Shang-Chi TV show to counteract the arguments about Iron Fist. Iron Fist ended up getting his TV show. They did not cast an Asian actor, but it looks like Shang-Chi is going to get a movie. I love Kung Fu flicks, this could be great, but it's introducing a new character as well. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is apparently going to be the only thing linking to the overarching plot of what is happening with the Marvel MCU, as far as we know. I want to state that, as they could easily add in scenes to the Eternals, to Shang-Chi, and Black Widow, but from what I've read and what I've looked into, it looks like all of those are going to be either bridging a gap for Black Widow, because as many people agree, in my opinion, she should have been the first female-led superhero movie in the Marvel Universe. It should not have been Captain Marvel. I don't mind Captain Marvel, but it should have been Black Widow first. I feel like she kind of earned it with like 8 years at that point or something along those lines. But either way, Doctor Strange is going to link into the overarching plot. The two other movies in this phase, I also have a slight problem with because they were both tagged later. Now, they're probably going to be worked into the overarching plot, but the untitled Spider-Man Far From Home sequel is a joint collaboration with Sony, which almost got canceled. So if Disney was so ready to throw it out the window, then it can't be that important to the overarching plot if their answer was, whatever, if Sony wants to play hardball, we're not dealing with that. And Thor Love and Thunder is only being made because the actors and the director all agreed to come back for a fourth movie because of how amazing Thor Ragnarok was. So that wasn't in the overarching plot either of the MCU 4. So as far as I'm looking at this for Phase 4, the only 4 original movies that were planned for Phase 4 before everything happened would have been Black Widow, The Eternals, Shang-Chi, and Doctor Strange, meaning that we have 2 tacked on to make it a full phase. And out of these 4 movies that may have been originally, we have 3 that are probably going to be pretty much standalone movies. Not that that's a terrible thing. I do like standalone movies. As far as the television shows, we're going to continue what's going on with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is apparently going to be them fighting Baron Zemo and pretty much battling over who's going to have the shield, which is what they do in the comics. They argue about it. It's funny. Bucky deserves the shield, but no, Falcon was given the shield. What should they do? They should work together. It's a thing in the comics. I'm expecting that to be what's happening. It's going to be amazing. WandaVision is basically taking the plot from Vision and turning it into a TV show. I don't know how that's going to pertain to anything overarching. Loki is the alternate evil Loki going around doing mischief. That's not going to pertain to anything. Or maybe it will. Maybe that'll link into Multiverse of Madness because he's going through the multiverse. Same thing with What If. That could easily be a part of this whole multiverse thing they're trying to build. Hawkeye, I know nothing about. It was announced, and I have seen almost nothing come up on it. Miss Marvel is the cartoon. And then, is it a cartoon? I'm going to click it real quick and see. I believe it's a cartoon. In August, the series focus, it was in development. Character development does not state either way, but Brie Larson has expressed interest in introducing Khan in the eventual sequel of Captain Marvel. So I think it is live action then, because otherwise it'd be weird to do both. And then, of course, we have the live action Moon Knight and the live action She-Hulk. That is what's happening in Phase 4. That is the end of Phase 4. Planned movies up until 2021, which means we don't have that much happening. It's literally, in my opinion, and this is my opinion portion of the video, just a filler phase. So here's what I saw happened. They didn't want to put any crazy movies out. Because you can't tell me that a Falcon and Winter Soldier movie wouldn't have been great. You can't tell me that a WandaVision movie wouldn't have been great, or a Loki movie. This phase sounds to me like they went, we need to make Disney Plus a thing. We have to be a part of that. They're doing the Star Wars stuff with Obi-Wan and Mandalorian, so we got to have cool Disney shows over here that link into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And so they came up with WandaVision and Falcon and Loki and What If and Hawkeye and Miss Marvel and She-Hulk and Moon Knight, because it's easier to make shows than it is to make a movie. But then they remembered, oh crap, people want movies in that same time span. So they decided to make the Black Widow movie finally. And then they came up with the Eternals and Shang-Chi and Doctor Strange. And it looks to me like they were like, let's introduce a couple new characters. Let's find some old movies that we could do sequels to, like Thor and Spider-Man. And we'll make Doctor Strange kind of like the crux of this entire phase. I don't know how I feel about that. Combined with the very little suit, like we're not getting anywhere near the hype we had before. And that could be a combination of what appears to be Disney trying to like let it die down, let it go away, so people can get super hyped about the new stuff. But it could also be a combination of maybe the MCU bubble's finally bursting. I don't really know, and I don't know what to think about this because it's not like if you look back at Marvel's phase 1 through 3, right? If you look back at these, Phase 2 had Captain America the Winter Soldier. We were super excited about that. Guardians of the Galaxy, when it was announced, we weren't. And then they came out, we're like, here's the trailer. We're like, what is this? It's going to be amazing. And then they were like, Avengers, Age of Ultron. And we were all like, Ultron in a movie? You're gonna ruin it. And surprisingly, they only half did. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but and then the same thing with Phase 3. We're like Spider-Man Homecoming, the first Spider-Man movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And we were like, mind blown. How did you work that out? You know? And then they're like, Thor Ragnarok. It's going to be Planet Hulk meets Thor. We're like, what? That's amazing. You can see my head literally exploding with each and every single one of these. We should do like a Dragon Ball meme. Anyway, but like Civil War, our minds were blown. Okay, and I think that's the problem I have with this stuff. Everything on these previous lists, for the most part, we were like crazy excited about. With the only true ones that seemed to kind of fly under the radar was Thor Dark World, because nobody really cared about Thor at that time. Ragnarok hadn't redeemed him yet. Black Panther, I know when they announced that, I was like, it depends on what direction they go with the plot. As a Black Panther fan, he goes one of two ways. He's either a super Avenger and they ignore everything that makes him Black Panther, or he's King of Wakanda and we go that route. That's the one I like. But like I said, I'd say Ant-Man, I was not excited for until I saw it. Now he's one of my favorite superheroes in the MCU. But like this is I think my problem with Phase 4. Because I know some people are going to be excited about the Multiverse of Madness and you're going to be excited about the Loki TV show. But I look at Phase 4 and there's nothing in Phase 4 that blows my mind, that makes me go, I want that movie. I can't wait for that movie. I'm going to go read all the old issues. I don't want to catch up. I don't want nothing in this phase. The Eternals? I'm not saying it won't be a good movie. I'm not saying Disney can't like make this my new Guardians of the Galaxy, my new favorite movie in the MCU. But how am I supposed to get excited about that? You know, a Black Widow movie? Guys, you killed her. You killed her a year ago. How am I supposed to get hyped about a Black Widow movie now? How? Okay, you killed her. And then you're like, oh, it's just going to be in the past. You know what I'm excited about in that movie? They're bringing in the Russian superhero. He looks awesome. It's Hopper from Stranger Things. That's what I'm excited about. Not us getting a Black Widow movie. If you had done this between Infinity War and Endgame, I would have been super excited about this. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness looks fun. But that's why I kind of put it as my crux of Phase 4, because it looks like the only one's going to matter. And Shang-Chi could be fun, could be terrible at the same time. Being the MCU, I can almost guarantee you every single one of these movies is going to sell like crazy. They're all going to be amazing. We're all going to be excited. But I just don't have the same level of hype that I had for Phase 1 through 3, and I don't understand it on a personal level. Like, when we do YouTube, and I want to try out some cool new stuff, like the Power Rangers comics or Batman's No Man's Land, I normally try to pepper in some other stuff, like on this particular week, you guys are about to get Batman Universe, The White Lantern. I'm expecting that one to do well, but then I can pepper in lackluster stuff around it that may or may not do well, and that's how I discover things like Scooby Apocalypse or Power Rangers, stuff that you guys do enjoy. And I feel like Phase 4 is almost like Marvel doing a victory lap. Like, they got to the end of the entire 10 years, and they're like, screw it. Put all of our eggs into the Disney Plus basket, get everyone to sign up for Disney Plus, and what we're going to do with the movies is just try out some new stuff, which I'm not against, but what is that supposed to do with the hype? I want the hype back. I want us to be excited. I want to be waiting for every single trailer to drop and be watching it like crazy, okay? I mean, we got the New Mutants trailer, and I still haven't even watched it. Like, I just don't care. Now, that might be because it's a Fox movie, but whatever, you know? But the point I'm making is like nothing in this phase is exciting me. The TV shows are going to be cool, but I want that big movie-going experience. And maybe we're moving away from movie theaters. Maybe they're trying to, let's test the waters of Disney Plus, and if it does really well, we can move everything over there. I won't lie, I loved Mandalorian. I thought it was a great show, and I wish that was make that the sequel trilogy. Just the Mandalorian doing stuff with the Baby Yoda. What is it? You know what? I did not have a problem with Star Wars 7, 8, and 9. I had some problems, but overall I enjoyed them. But then you gave me The Mandalorian, and I'm like, that would have been a great 3 movies. You just have him doing things. Sorry, that's a mini rant in a different direction. Maybe we'll have that rant another day. Why I think Star Wars sequel trilogy was just not what it should have been. Make that a TV show. Put The Mandalorian on the big screen. Anyway. I don't know. What's your guys' opinions? Because I told you I was going to do the rant at the end of this whole Phase 4 discussion. What is Marvel Phase 4? Why am I not hyped? That might be the title of the video. I've been trying to think of a good video that makes it informative, but you also want to know what is going on in the Phase 4. I want to be able to tell you guys. And I made a joke. I'm going to put this video out on Wednesday. We're filming it on a Tuesday, and Thursday they're going to announce so much stuff. We're going to get super hyped. So that might end up happening. But what do you guys think? What is your opinion? Because I feel like ever since Spider-Man Far From Home, it's just kind of dying out. And I don't know what to think, because like we're all excited, we all love Marvel, we all love comics, we all love everything that's happening, but it just feels like such a dead time for MCU. And I mean, DCEU, that's literally another video coming out, like I'm going to be working on in a minute, because like, what is even happening over there? Like, I at this point, guys, I feel like I'm rambling. So if you enjoy my opinions on what's happening, you want to know more about my opinions, you want to stay up to date as to what's happening in the MCU and the comic books and the video games, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget to smash the like button, because if you don't, YouTube just doesn't give you our videos, and then they give me a memo that says, hey, Benny, your views are down this month. And I go, yeah, I know. You weren't giving them out to people. And then me and YouTube, we have a fight. It's me and Bob YouTube. We just have like a fist fight. And they're like, why weren't you giving my videos out? And they're like, well, nobody was watching. I'm like, because you weren't giving them out. You put me in an endless... Anyway, if you could smash that like button, that'd be great. I'd really appreciate it. But either way, thank you guys so much for your support. I really, really want to know your opinions. Maybe you guys can clear the air and explain to me why I'm not hyped or whatever, and then we'll talk about it. But thank you, and I'll see you next time right here at Comicstorian.